Driving it home, bundled up edition, as you can see, hoodie, Carhartt. It's first cold day, first real cold day we've had. I think it's like 30 degrees, so I guess if you're from somewhere colder, it's not a big deal. But you know, the first cold day is always a bitch, pardon my language. Anyway, we're driving it home after afternoon training. I wanted to talk about, you know, the importance of you know, training with your students, but also higher level practitioners training with lower level practitioners, either be it from skill level belt to belt, a higher belt training with a lower belt, or if your system or school doesn't do belts, someone who's just technically and physically better training with someone that's worse. Twofold. Number one, it's the good guys as well as the instruction and the instructors training with the newbies, you know, or the less experienced guys that get the school good. So if you're one of the better guys at your school, whatever martial art it happens to be, it's really your duty and responsibility to train and push the lower belts or the less experienced fighters or practitioners of your particular art. For us, it's, you know, either Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai kickboxing, MMA. In your case, it could be karate, it could be whatever. Anyway, today we had a small session, and I trained exclusively with one of my white belts the whole time, and it was a lot of fun for me and a lot of fun for him. So, well, I'm assuming it was a lot of fun for him, but it was a lot of fun for me. And he's a tough kid. He's fought MMA, and you know, we didn't put the clock on, and it was like a no time limit match, I guess Metamoris style with the gi. And I said, if we're not done training, I said this to myself, till I submit him 5 times. And the first submission, you know, wasn't so easy to come, right? And it maybe took me 10 minutes to catch him the first time. We were exchanging positions and we were going, and you know, I'm a black belt and he's a white belt, and I might have like 40 pounds on him. So it was good for me to kind of get pushed a little bit by someone that I'm technically better than. And then the second submission came quicker, the third submission came quicker, the fourth even quicker, and then the fifth even quicker after that. So, you know, sometimes for anybody that first submission is difficult to get, but you know, I had an interesting conversation with my student after, just kind of, you know, telling him that he did really well, and that it was, you know, it was fun training with him, because, you know, he's just, even though he's small, he's strong, and he was, you know, just trying, you know, really trying hard, using good technique, you know, being explosive and powerful when it was appropriate, and being technical when that was more appropriate than being explosive and powerful, and, you know, using the techniques of gi jiu-jitsu that were best at that time for him. And it was fun training for me, because I got to kind of work on certain things and go for things that I don't normally go for against, you know, when I'm training with black belts, and that kind of thing. So today I was paying it forward to my student. I try to train with all of my students, so I think all good instructors should, you know, train with their students. I don't think there should be any kind of separation from that standpoint. But I was able to give him, you know, just sat down and chatted with him afterwards. You know, that's the nice thing when you get to train with your students, is the advice that you could give him, you know, and then just explaining to him, what was I doing, what was I going for, and the whole idea of like, hey man, you know, like giving them compliment. That first 10 minutes, you were really doing well, and then after that, it started to get progressively worse for you, because you're, you know, the size difference, the experience difference, the technical difference, but also I just threw it out there. I was like, you know, my style is one that I try not to go away. You know, I'm always trying to put some sort of either defensive, offensive, or countering pressure going on. And it was good for him to see that and hear that, because, you know, I was able to say, hey, when you were in this position, you did this well. When you were in that position, you could have done this, so forth and so on. So it's important for more experienced guys and gals to train with the less experienced. It's important for the black belts to train with white belts, brown belts with blue belts. So, you know, nobody's too good to be training with people that they're better than. I remember back in the day, you know, the old Maxercise days in Philadelphia, which was the original jiu-jitsu school. There's particularly one guy who's badass. His name is Charles Williams, and helped me immensely. You know, the beatings I took from him, but also the advice on technique, the advice on you know, how to train and how to prepare, and you know, the techniques that might be good for me. And he really, you know, as one of the senior guys there, Charles kind of took me under his wing and really almost took responsibility for me getting better. So I'm not saying you have to do that, but if you have that part of your personality, definitely go for it. You know, be a leader inside your school, and train with everybody. All right, guys, driving it home with the professor, the importance of training with less experienced or quote unquote the white belts. All right, have a good day, guys.